A Company Pension Benefit Guide. Chapter 1. Company Pension 1. Workplace Pension Plan/Registered Pension Plan, RPP. Every company that offers pensions plans has its own unique program. If you get 2 job offers, compare their pension plans. The difference could mean a lot of money in the long run. A registered pension plan/RPP is a workplace pension established by an employer or a union. Employers are bound by law to contribute to the plan. Contributions are tax-deductible and earnings accumulate tax-free. You pay tax only when you receive the funds as pension income when you retire. Assets held in RPPs are protected in case of bankruptcy or a lawsuit judgment. They can't take your pension no matter what. Most RPPs fall into 3 basic categories. Defined benefit pension. Large companies and government agencies usually offer this plan. You pay in a certain percentage from every paycheck. When you retire, you get a set monthly income for the rest of your life. Your employer calculates the amount of money you get using a formula that factors in the number of years worked and your salary. There are different types of formulas and schemes. One is that the employer wants the skilled workers to hang on for as long as possible, so he offers a big pension increase if you stay for at least 10 years. After that, if you want, you can take a buyout using the increased pension as leverage. Another formula is 60% of the average of your salary for the past 5 years. Defined contribution pension plans determine your pension benefit by adding up the contributions you've made to the plan and the growth of those contributions, through interest, over time. Your employer must contribute at least 1% of your salary to your pension fund, and you contribute by having the money come out of your paycheck and go into the fund. Over the years, your contribution is added up and some formula used to calculate your pension. Some defined contribution plans offer you the option of deciding how you want your contributions invested, like stocks, funds, bonds, etc. If you choose stocks and their value goes up or down, your pension goes up or down along with the stock value. Hybrid or combination plans use a mix of both defined benefit and defined contribution plans. The conventional wisdom for the hierarchy of the best pension plan systems from best to worst is the defined benefit plan, the hybrid plan, the defined contribution plan. Employer matching info. Many workplace pension plans have an employer match based on a formula or percentage, like the employer kicks in 60 cents or $1 for every dollar you put in, up to a maximum of 6% of your salary. If your employer is offering to give you free money like this, why not maximize your contributions? Leaving a company before retirement. If you have an employer-sponsored retirement/pension plan, roll it over into either your new employer's pension plan if they have one, an IRA, or some other self-directed retirement account that you started. That way it keeps its tax-deferred status until you use it after you retire. Company pension/defined benefit pension plan. The company pension is money the company puts away for every employee that they get at retirement, either in a lump sum or monthly if the company offers those options. Usually it's a monthly payment for life. With a defined benefit plan, you know exactly what you will be getting per month. With a target benefit plan, they calculate monthly payments when you retire. The Older Workers Benefit Protection Act, epub, though apparently quite complicated, basically states that an employer can't terminate you just because you are getting old or because they might save a few bucks on your pension plan. For example, some employers like to find some phony reason to fire their employees just before they work their 10 or 20 years, these lengths of time representing borders where certain pension benefits kick in. The funds in your company pension plan can legally be invested in other schemes, therefore, your boss can take all the money out, declare bankruptcy, and you're screwed. Many companies just rip you off with lower payments than you're supposed to get. Be your own pension watchdog. Employers are required to provide an annual statement about your pension plan, where the money is invested and how it's doing. Request it in writing from your employer's plan administrator, called Form 5500. If there's a problem, contact the Pension and Welfare Benefits Administration complaint line at 202-219-0000. 8776 800 998 7542. If you're in a pension plan and leave the company, you're entitled to take what you put into it. Vesting is a term used to denote your employer's schedule of benefits. For example, you have to work 1 year until you're allowed into the plan, 5 years to get 30% coverage, 20 years to get 100%, etc. If you feel you're getting ripped off in pension benefits, there are auditing companies out there that will audit the pension plan and take a cut of any positive discrepancies they find. Your company executives typically invest your pension fund and regardless of what it really makes, often claim that it's only earning the minimum 3 to 5% interest per year. Many pensions are not indexed for inflation, so by the time you get around to collecting, it's usually not much. There was an article in Time magazine, time.com, the last week of October 2005 that talked about companies going bankrupt, thereby depriving employees who paid into pension funds for a long time their pensions. Employees are the lowest on the priority list as far as creditors getting money when a company goes bust. There are other ways a company can lose an employee pension. Contrary to the popular myth that your pension contributions go into a separate fund marker pension fund where it stays, companies routinely use that pension money in financing their business. Anything could happen. They're playing with your pension money. At least with 401(k)s with matching funds, that money is yours. The company can't plunder it. As long as you don't invest solely in company stock and diversify, you're safe. The moral to the story is save your money now for your own pension plan. appwp.org, American Benefits Council. The Employment Retirement Income Security Act/ERISA. The Employment Retirement Income Security Act provides information about your pension rights. The Employee Retirement Income Security Act of 1974, ERISA, protects the interests of participants and their beneficiaries who depend on benefits from private employee benefit plans. ERISA sets standards for administering these plans, including a requirement that financial and other information be disclosed to plan participants and beneficiaries and requirements for the processing of claims for benefits under the plans. Although some employee benefit plans are not covered by the Act, such as church or government plans, etc., if you are one of the millions of participants and beneficiaries in employee benefit plans that fall under the Act's protection, you have certain rights if your claim for benefits is denied. Ask to see it at your local library or request the booklet What You Should Know About Your Pension Rights below. dol.gov/dol/topic/health-plans/erisa.htm. Chapter 2. Company Pension 2. How to file a claim for pension benefits. The Employee Retirement Income Security Act of 1974, ERISA, protects the interests of participants and their beneficiaries who depend on benefits from private employee benefit plans. ERISA sets standards for administering these plans, including a requirement that financial and other information be disclosed to plan participants and beneficiaries and requirements for the processing of claims for benefits under the plans. Although some employee benefit plans are not covered by the Act, such as church or government plans, etc., if you are one of the millions of participants and beneficiaries in employee benefit plans that fall under the Act's protection, you have certain rights if your claim for benefits is denied. Your plan must give you the reason for denial in writing and in a manner you can understand. It also must give you a reasonable opportunity for a fair and full review of the decision. The first step you should take is to carefully read your plan's summary plan description. This is a document which your plan administrator must furnish you. It gives you a detailed summary of your plan, how it works, what benefits it provides, how they may be obtained and how they may be lost. The summary plan description also is required to spell out your rights and protections under ERISA. You or your beneficiary may be required to first file a claim to receive the benefits you are entitled to under an employee welfare benefit plan or a pension plan. An employee welfare benefit plan is a plan, fund, or program which provides medical, surgical, hospital, sickness, accident, disability, death, severance, unemployment, vacation, apprenticeship, daycare center, scholarship funds, prepaid legal benefits, etc. A pension plan is a fund or program which provides retirement income to employees or results in a deferral of income by employees for periods extending to the termination of covered employment or beyond. Each plan covered by ERISA must have procedures for filing a claim and must tell you what those procedures are. This information must be included in the summary plan description. If for any reason information concerning the filing of a claim has not been provided, you may give notification that you have a claim by writing to an officer of your employer or the unit where claims are normally filed or the plan administrator. All plans have standards you must meet to qualify for benefits. Your pension plan will probably say that you must have worked a certain number of years and/or be a certain age before you can start receiving benefits. Some employee welfare benefit plans may require you to file a claim or notify the plan administrator immediately when you enter a hospital or see a doctor. Some plans may require that you pay a medical bill and the plan will repay you when it is presented with a copy of the bill marked paid. Be sure to contact your plan administrator or other plan official for complete information on filing a claim for your benefits. Within 90 days after you have filed a claim for benefits, your plan must tell you whether or not you will receive the benefits. Also, if because of special circumstances your plan needs more time to examine your request, it must tell you within the 90 days that additional time is needed, why it is needed and the date by which the plan expects to render a final decision. If your claim is denied, the plan administrator must notify you in writing and explain in detail why it was denied. If you receive no answer at all in 90 days, or 180 days when an extension of time was needed, the claim is considered a denial and you can use the plan's rules for appealing the denial. Your claim may have been denied because you are not eligible for benefits under the plan. Perhaps you haven't been a participant long enough or you are not the required age. Perhaps you needed to file additional information about your claim. When you have been notified that your claim has been denied, your plan administrator also must tell you how to submit your denied claim for a full and fair review. You have at least 60 days, the plan may provide you with more time, in which to do this. Be sure to include all related information, particularly any additional information or evidence, and get it to the specified person and address. If review of your appeal is going to take longer than 60 days, you must be notified in writing of the delay. Except where the review is made by a committee or board of trustees which meets at least quarterly, a decision on your appeal must be made within 120 days of your appeal. Once the final decision has been made, you must be told the reason and the plan rules upon which the decision was based. This explanation must be written in a manner that you can understand. If you do not receive a notice within the waiting time, you can assume that your claim has been denied after it was reviewed. If you disagree with the final decision upon appeal, you may seek legal assistance. You also may wish to get in touch with the Department of Labor concerning your rights under ERISA. By carefully reading your summary plan description and understanding your relationship to your plan, you can be an informed participant. So know your plan, what it requires of you, how to become eligible for its benefits, and what steps you can take to assure that you will receive your earned benefits. Summary of steps. 1. File claim for benefits with person designated by plan to receive claims. Check your benefits with your plan administrator. 2. Benefits approved payment will be made or wait for reasonable time, usually 90 days for outcome of claim. If no decision and the plan did not extend the period based on special circumstances, you may consider claim denied. 3. Request review of your claim. Explanation is required for a denied claim. 4. You may file claim for full and fair review. Be sure and include all related information, especially new evidence or information. 5. If appeal review will take longer than 60 days, you must be notified. Generally, a decision must be made within 120 days of your appeal. 6. If you have not received notice within time set, you can assume appeal denied. You may seek legal assistance or you may wish to get in touch with the nearest PWBA office concerning your rights under ERISA. Survivor and death benefits. Survivor and death benefits in any insurance or pension plan generally refer to the two spouses in a marriage or anyone else that the holder has signed on instead of the spouse. There are some plans that help the kids out too. You can either buy survivor and death benefits in an annuity or insurance plan or get it through your company pension plan. If you or your spouse has a pension plan with the company they worked for, they might offer different joint and survivor options that you can pick from, which will reduce the base benefit from your pension while you are alive and compensate by giving it to your spouse upon your death. You can agree to take less in your monthly pension checks in exchange for your spouse receiving continuing monthly payments when you die. These joint survivorship benefits are usually offered in increments of 100%, 75%, 50%, and 25% of your pension, meaning that your spouse will get that percentage of your pension after you die for the rest of her life. It's almost like an annuity or life insurance policy. You take a cut in the monthly amount of your pension in exchange for your spouse, survivor, getting a percentage of your pension after you pass on. If she dies before you, she won't be able to collect, so that's the end of the contract. You gambled that you'd die before her, but you didn't, so that's life. You're still stuck with the reduced pension you agreed to, and no one else can collect the survivor benefits but your deceased wife. Instead of the joint and survivorship benefit, you could always buy a life insurance policy and/or annuity instead of taking the cut in your monthly pension check. With a joint and last survivor benefit in an annuity, pension, or insurance plan, the survivor keeps getting the pension or insurance money either for a set time or until death. The death benefit is a one-time lump sum of money to help pay for the funeral. If you're a survivor collecting survivor benefits that amount to a set amount of money or set time covered, you can sign the benefit over to someone else in your will. Benefitslink.com. drp.org/survivorbenefits.asp. Fired to save pension costs. It's against the law to be fired out of the blue for no good reason if you're about to be eligible for pension benefits in a year or two. They can be disciplined and fined by government agencies like the Department of Labor. Get an employment lawyer, then file a civil lawsuit against your ex-employer. You have to be able to prove that there was no just reason for you to be fired. Get your employment records to prove you were a good worker. Get other employees to testify that you were a good worker. Federal Employee Retirement Benefits. Federal employees of the federal government have a good benefits package called the Federal Employee Retirement System. If you were hired before 1984, it's called the Civil Service Retirement System. If you worked as a civilian employee for the federal government for at least 5 years, you qualify for government pension, also called a retirement annuity. You have a choice between lump sum, immediate annuity, or monthly payments, deferred annuity. benefit-planning.com. carole-ellison.com. Federal Retirement Benefits, Pre-Retirement Planning and Mid-Career Planning Workshops. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/federal_employees_health_benefits_program. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/federal_employees_retirement_system. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/national_active_retired_federal_employees_association. febg.com, Federal Employee Benefits Group, benefits consulting firm focused on federal retirement. fedamerica.com, helps active and retired federalbenefits.com. federalretirement.net/benefits.hdm. Chapter 3. Company Money Benefits Info. Employee Stock Ownership Plans, ESOPs/Stock Purchase Plans. Employee Stock Ownership Plans/ESOPs are defined contribution plans where the business owners/managers offer the employees the opportunity to buy shares in the company's stock or give them some in lieu of actual hard cash pay. Employees get stock at a discount and get some income tax benefits. The employer gets more motivated workers. Employee stock purchase plans can be a great benefit, but be careful that you don't fall into the Enron trap, buying stocks in a fraudulent or poorly managed company that will go bust, leaving your stocks bust. There are many variations of defined contribution plans. Learn about what your company offers. For tax purposes, there are 2 types of ESOPs. Non-qualified stock option plan/NQSO. Incentive stock option plan/ISO. The most common options the company offers its employees are as follows. Option plan. The option to purchase shares at a fixed price set right now on some future date despite what it's worth then. If it has gone up significantly, you'll be rolling in the dough. Share plan. The employees have the right to voluntarily purchase stocks, or the company gives them some either as a bonus or as part of the pay package. In the share plans, the employees can own the stocks as individuals or pool all their stock together in a trust to form a significant part of the voting power in the corporation. A lot of companies give you the option to buy their stocks at a discount like 50% off. You can either not take advantage of this opportunity and save your money yourself, or invest it with your company if you really believe in it. There might be special rules for employees who own stock in the company they work for. In my opinion, the best way to motivate both regular employees and managers is to give them a piece of the company, even if you're not a publicly traded company who can give them stock options. You can still subdivide your company into percentages and give a certain percentage to the workers to become owners, or subdivide the company into a quantity of finite shares and give them out. It's the best motivator around. To get somebody working for something they own. To share in the profits rather than just working for a paycheck. From the company's standpoint, this saves money by not having to pay the employees cash for part of their paycheck, and the sale of shares generates money for them. The negative points are that if a lot of employees leave or lose faith in the company, they'll cash in the shares and leave the company hanging with no liquid cash. Management could also lose some control to the shareholding employees. From the employees' point of view, if the company goes bankrupt or does poorly, they lose everything. If the company is doing poorly, they can give the employees wage cuts or cut out bonuses with the threat that if they don't do this, the company will fold and they'll lose their stock values. By law, when you reach 55 years old, you're allowed to take up to 25% of the money in the plan and invest it in other investment vehicles. A profit-sharing plan is a kind of a co-op where the company takes its dividends/profits and either pays employees every year or in a lump sum when they leave the company. Employee stock ownership plans/ESOPs can be good because in case of a takeover bid, employees can unite and vote with their stock ownership. Books about employee ownership plans are at number 658.3225 or HD 4928 at the library. CompensationResources.com, NASBP.com, Stock Plan Professionals. northbyestar.org/papers/W10421, Employee Stock Purchase Plans. nceo.org, the National Center for Employee Ownership. psca.org/starting.html. seccinfo.com. ownershipassociates.com/tqm.shtm, Total Quality Management and Employee Ownership. Employee Assistance Professionals Association. 4601 North Fairfax Drive, 1001, Arlington, Virginia 22203. 703-522-6272. Promotes employee assistance programs. Employee Benefit Research Institute. 2121 K St. N.W. Washington, D.C. 20037. 202-659-0670. Several good books and some free booklets like Fundamentals of Employee Benefit Programs. Employee Stock Ownership Association. 1726 M St. N.W. 501. Washington, D.C. 20036. 202-293-2971. An association of companies that offer ESOPs. ESOP Association. 1726 M St. N.W. Washington, D.C. 20036. 202-293-2971. THE-ESOP-EMPLOWNER.org. National Center for Employee Ownership. 2201 Broadway. 807. Oakland, California 94612. 510-272-9461. Promotes employee ownership programs. Profit Sharing Council of America. 10S Riverside. 1460. Chicago, Illinois 20049. 312-372-3416. Deferred Profit Sharing Plans / DPSP. A profit sharing plan is a kind of a co-op where the company takes its dividends / profits and either pays employees extra year or in a lump sum when they leave the company or retire from it. The company uses its profits to fund a retirement plan for its employees. The company doesn't have to contribute money to it, but when it does, it can't contribute more than 25% of its employees' salaries. The employer creates a deferred profit sharing plan / DPSP for employees. He or she makes contributions based on the company's profits up to a specified maximum. The contributions and investment income remain tax sheltered until they're paid out. When you retire, you probably receive a lump sum payment which you can transfer to an official retirement savings account if you have one to keep the money tax deferred until you withdraw it and use it. With a stock bonus plan, the benefits are in the form of stocks, not cash. With a money purchase pension plan, the company contributes a fixed percentage of their employees' salaries to the fund every year up to 25% of the total payroll. Profit Sharing Council of America. 10S Riverside. 1460. Chicago, Illinois 20049. 312-372-3416. Chapter 4. A Pension Resource Guide. Pension Websites. Try number 331.252, number 332.02401 or HD 7129 at the Library for books about pensions. EBRI.org, the Employee Benefit Research Institute. NEPA.org, National Institute of Pension Administrators. NEPA.org, National Institute of Pension Administrators. PBGC.gov, Pension Benefit Guarantee Corporation, a federal corporation established under Employee Retirement Income Security Act which ensures the vested benefits of pension plan participants. 401kafe.com. AA2.com. Allbenefits.com. ASBA.org, American Society of Pension Actuaries. Benefitnews.com/retire. Benefitsattorney.com. Benefitslink.com. Benefitslink.com/boards. cbo.gov/topics/retirement/social-security, Social Security and pensions, Congressional Budget Office publications on Social Security and pension matters. dol.gov/ebss/publications/wiskapr.html, what you should know about your retirement plan. Information from the Employee Benefits Security Administration that covers different types of retirement plans, when and how to receive benefits, monitoring your plan, and changes that affect your retirement benefit.